Here's a stat most people have never heard. Curry leaves, a humble kitchen herb, have been shown to regulate blood sugar, support digestion, and even help reverse hair thinning in seniors. And that's just scratching the surface.
And get this, it's not just folk medicine. Modern studies are confirming what generations in India have known for centuries. Eating fresh curry leaves first thing in the morning can actually help reduce cholesterol, improve liver health, and even ease inflammation.
Welcome to the Best Life Senior Podcast, where we dig into time-tested remedies, real science, and simple habits that help you live better, longer, and stronger after 60.
And today, we're putting a tiny leaf under a big microscope. If you've got issues like indigestion, hair fall, or sugar spikes, this little green powerhouse might just be the natural fix your body's been begging for.
You've probably seen curry leaves tossed into Indian dishes for flavor. But what if I told you eating just 5 to 10 raw curry leaves on an empty stomach could support your kidneys, detox your system, and even sharpen your memory?
And the best part? No side effects, no pills, no complications, just pure plant-based power waiting on your kitchen counter or local grocery shelf.
All right, Dr. Frankland, let's jump right into it. Why are curry leaves suddenly showing up in senior wellness circles, and what makes them so special for folks over 60? Also, before we dive into the benefits, let's go back to basics. What exactly is a curry leaf?
Great place to start. So, curry leaves come from the Murraya quenigi tree, native to India and Sri Lanka. They're not the same as curry powder. Big misconception there. These are fresh, vibrant green leaves with a citrusy aroma and a powerhouse of nutrients packed into each one.
And you're telling me this tiny leaf is loaded with medicinal value?
Absolutely. In fact, curry leaves have been used in Ayurvedic medicine for thousands of years, primarily for digestion, detoxification, and even reversing premature graying. But now, modern science is finally catching up.
What kind of nutrients are we talking about here?
You've got vitamins A, B, C, and E, all essential for vision, immunity, and energy. But what really makes curry leaves unique is their rich supply of alkaloids, flavonoids, and phenolic compounds. These are plant chemicals with powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory properties.
So it's not just a spice, it's a superfood.
Exactly. One of the key players is mehanimbine, a natural compound that has shown promising results in studies for reducing cholesterol, stabilizing blood sugar, and even combating oxidative stress, which contributes to aging and disease.
Oxidative stress, that's the internal rusting we always warn seniors about, right?
That's it. And curry leaves act like a natural rust remover for your cells. They neutralize free radicals, reduce inflammation, and help your organs perform better.
What about fiber? Because a lot of seniors struggle with sluggish digestion and irregularity.
Another big win. Curry leaves contain natural fiber that gently stimulates digestion, promotes gut health, and even acts as a mild detoxifier for the liver. That's why in traditional cultures, people chew them on an empty stomach to jumpstart digestion and cleanse the system.
So we're talking blood sugar control, liver support, better digestion, antioxidant protection, all from a handful of leaves?
You got it. And here's the kicker. Many of these benefits have been validated by peer-reviewed studies in the last decade. We're not just relying on tradition anymore. We have hard data showing curry leaf extract improves insulin sensitivity, reduces triglycerides, and protects against neurodegeneration.
Neurodegeneration, that's memory, cognition, even conditions like Alzheimer's?
Exactly. Some early studies suggest curry leaves can help preserve brain cells and reduce the accumulation of amyloid plaques, which are linked to cognitive decline. It's still emerging research, but it's promising, especially for seniors who want to stay sharp.
This is incredible. So we're not just talking about adding flavor to food. We're talking about functional nutrition, a natural, low-cost way to support nearly every major system in the body.
And best of all, no harsh side effects, No complicated prep. Just chew a few fresh leaves on an empty stomach and let the body do the rest.
All right, Dr. Franklin, let's make it practical. You've got seniors at home listening, thinking, okay, this sounds great, but how do I actually use curry leaves the right way?
That's the golden question. And timing matters just as much as the leaf itself. If you want the maximum benefit, the best way to take curry leaves is first thing in the morning, on an empty stomach.
So before breakfast, coffee, or even water?
Ideally, yes. Think of it like priming your system for the day. Curry leaves work best when they're the first thing your digestive system processes. It sets the tone for your liver, your pancreas, your gut, all of it.
How many leaves are we talking?
You want anywhere from 7 to 10 fresh leaves. Just rinse them, chew them thoroughly, and swallow. No fancy prep, just raw, clean leaves.
And how do they taste? Be honest.
Earthy, slightly bitter, maybe a little citrusy, not exactly candy, but most people get used to it after a few days. And the benefits far outweigh the taste.
What about blending them into a smoothie or boiling them in water like tea?
Both can work, but chewing them raw is best. When you chew, you release the active compounds in your saliva, which signals your digestive enzymes to absorb them better. Boiling them can reduce potency, and blending with sugar or fruit may blunt some of the blood sugar benefits.
So raw and chewed slowly, that's the ideal.
Exactly. And here's a tip. Don't eat or drink anything else for at least 20-30 minutes afterward. Let your body absorb those nutrients without interference.
What kind of results can people expect, and how soon?
If someone's consistent, most seniors start noticing improvements in digestion, bowel regularity, and energy within a week or two. Long term, you might see lower cholesterol numbers, more stable blood sugar, even shinier hair or clearer skin.
Hair too?
Yep. Curry leaves are rich in beta-carotene and proteins that strengthen hair follicles. That's why they've been used in natural hair oils across Asia for centuries.
Now here's what I want to ask, and I know some folks at home are wondering this too. Can I take curry leaf capsules instead of chewing the leaves?
You can, but here's the catch. Capsules may not contain the same fresh phytochemicals, and because they bypass the chewing process, your digestion may not absorb them as well. So, fresh is always better, especially for seniors whose gut absorption slows with age.
Got it. So grab the real deal, chew it raw, and stay consistent.
That's the formula, a tiny habit with a big ripple effect.
All right, Dr. Franklin, this is what everyone's been waiting for. What can curry leaves actually help with if eaten daily? Let's get into the specifics.
Let's do it. These aren't magic leaves, but for seniors, especially, they support a whole range of age-related concerns in very real, measurable ways. Let's start with the big one, blood sugar regulation.
That's huge. Type 2 diabetes is rampant among seniors.
Exactly. Multiple studies show that curry leaves help regulate blood glucose levels by improving insulin sensitivity and reducing oxidative stress on pancreatic cells. It's like giving your metabolism a gentle daily tune-up.
All right, number 2.
High cholesterol. Curry leaves contain compounds like mahanimbine that help lower LDL, the bad cholesterol, and boost HDL, the good kind. Over time, this supports better heart health and reduces the risk of stroke.
And they're doing this without any statin side effects?
Correct. No muscle pain, no liver strain, just slow, steady improvement through plant-based support.
What's next?
Constipation and indigestion. The natural fiber in curry leaves stimulates bile production and promotes smoother digestion. Seniors often experience sluggish bowels, and this is a gentle, natural way to keep things moving.
That's number 3. Let's keep going.
Number 4 is hair thinning and premature graying. The antioxidants and vitamins in curry leaves nourish hair follicles and protect the pigment cells in your scalp. A lot of seniors report shinier, fuller hair after just a few weeks of daily use.
That's a surprising benefit, and I know it matters to a lot of people.
Absolutely. Number 5, liver support. Curry leaves help detox the liver by promoting the activity of antioxidant enzymes. This is especially helpful for seniors on long-term medications, which can burden the liver.
That's crucial. What else?
Number 6 is brain fog and memory issues. The flavonoids in curry leaves have shown neuroprotective properties. Some research suggests they reduce the buildup of plaque in the brain, which may slow cognitive decline.
So we're looking at sharper thinking and better recall.
Exactly. And that brings us to number 7, eye health. Curry leaves contain vitamin A and beta-carotene, critical for protecting the retina and preventing age-related macular degeneration.
Love that. Especially for folks struggling with vision changes after 60.
Number 8 is anemia. Curry leaves have small but significant amounts of iron and folic acid, which help improve red blood cell production.
We're covering a lot of ground here.
Number 9 is joint pain and inflammation. The anti-inflammatory properties in curry leaves can ease joint stiffness and swelling, especially helpful for those with arthritis.
And finally,
Number 10 is immunity. Daily use can boost your white blood cell count and strengthen your immune response to seasonal bugs and infections.
that's a powerful list. And all from something you can grow in a pot on your porch.
Simple, natural, and effective. The key is consistency. One day won't change much, but 30 days, that's when the magic starts to happen.
All right, Dr. Frankland, before people go racing off to grab a bunch of curry leaves, let's pump the brakes a little. What are the most common mistakes seniors make when they try to start this habit?
Great question, and I've seen all of them in my clinic. Let's start with the biggest one, inconsistency. People try it once or twice, don't feel a miracle in 24 hours, and they quit.
Like expecting your blood sugar to drop overnight after one chew.
Exactly. Curry leaves aren't a crash diet. They're a daily support tool. The real benefits come with time. It's like brushing your teeth. You do it every day because it works in the long run.
Got it. So mistake number 1 is giving up too early. What's number 2?
Cooking them too much. A lot of folks add curry leaves to soups or stir-fries and think that's enough. But overcooking destroys many of the active compounds, especially the antioxidants and volatile oils.
So the curry leaf in your curry might not be doing much.
Right? For medicinal benefits, you want them fresh, raw, and chewed slowly on an empty stomach. Cooking for flavor is fine, but don't expect the same health boost.
What about drying them or using them in powder form?
Powder is better than nothing, but again, fresh is best. The minute those leaves are picked, they start to lose potency. Freezing is okay for short-term storage, but dried versions often lose their punch.
Okay, so mistake number 3. Using the wrong form. What else?
Not rinsing the leaves properly. This might sound basic, but I've seen people grab them from the garden or market and chew them without washing. Even organic leaves can carry dust, bacteria, or little pests.
That's a senior stomach ache waiting to happen.
Exactly. A quick rinse under cool water is all it takes. No soap, no scrubbing, just a clean start.
What about the amount? Can someone overdo it?
Not likely with normal use, but more isn't always better. 10 to 15 leaves a day is plenty. Don't turn it into a plate of salad. Too much at once can upset the stomach or cause mild nausea, especially if your body's not used to bitter herbs.
So go slow, stay consistent, and keep it simple.
Exactly. And here's another one, expecting it to replace medication. Curry leaves support your body, but they're not a substitute for your blood pressure meds or diabetes treatment.
So always check with your doctor if you're planning to add this to your routine, especially if you're managing chronic conditions.
Absolutely. It's a great complement, not a replacement.
So Dr. Frankland, we've talked about why seniors should take curry leaves and how to do it properly. But here's a question we keep getting. Where do I even find these leaves?
Right. And it's a good one. Curry leaves aren't something you'll typically find next to the romaine at a big box grocery store, but you do have options.
Let's start with the easiest. Buying them.
Absolutely. If you live in or near a city, check your local Indian, Sri Lankan, or Southeast Asian grocery stores. Most carry fresh curry leaves in small bundles, usually near the herbs and spices. They're affordable, usually a couple of dollars for a week's worth.
And for folks in smaller towns?
That's where online stores come in. There are a few trusted websites, like Indian food markets, or even some Amazon sellers that ship fresh curry leaves in insulated packaging.
Can you freeze them if you buy a big batch?
You can, but there's a trick. Wash and dry them thoroughly first, then store them in a freezer-safe bag with a paper towel to absorb moisture. They'll stay usable for about 4 to 6 weeks. Just don't expect the same potency as fresh.
All right, now let's talk about the fun part. Growing them.
Yes. If you have a sunny kitchen window, porch, or balcony, you can actually grow your own curry leaf plant, and it's easier than most people think.
Even in colder climates?
Absolutely. Curry leaf trees love warm weather and sunlight, but they grow perfectly well in a pot indoors if you give them enough light. Just keep them near a south-facing window or under a grow light during winter.
And are we talking seeds or small plants?
Small starter plants are your best bet. You can find them at Indian nurseries, online specialty garden stores, or even Etsy sellers. They're usually 6 to 12 inches tall and already well-rooted.
And how long before they produce usable leaves?
Most small plants start producing enough leaves for daily use within a few months, especially in spring and summer. They grow fast with regular watering and some natural fertilizer.
So you could go from zero to homegrown medicine in a season.
Exactly. And there's something really empowering about harvesting your own daily health booster from your windowsill.
Plus, I bet it smells amazing.
Oh yes, warm, lemony, and fresh. Even just rubbing the leaves between your fingers lifts your mood. It's like aromatherapy from a plant that also heals your liver and lowers your sugar.
All right, Dr. Franklin, we've covered the science, the sourcing, even the growing. But for someone listening who's thinking, okay, I want to try this, but I don't want to shock my stomach, what's the best way to ease in?
That's exactly why we created this. A gentle 5-day curry leaf starter plan to help seniors introduce this herb into their routine without overwhelming the body or triggering digestive issues.
Let's walk through it, day by day. What happens on day 1?
Day 1 is all about observation. Start with just 2 or 3 fresh curry leaves, chewed slowly on an empty stomach. Think of it like a taste test. You're giving your digestive system a chance to meet this new guest without inviting the whole family over.
And then they just wait?
Exactly. Wait 20 to 30 minutes before eating or drinking anything else. And pay attention. Do you feel gassy, lightheaded, energized? These are clues. Most people feel nothing, or a slight uplift. That's a good sign.
All right. What's next?
Day 2 and 3. Bump it up to 5 leaves. You're starting to feed your liver, your gut, your pancreas a bit more. Still on an empty stomach, still chewing slowly, still waiting that 30 minutes before breakfast.
So we're giving the body a little more to work with, but still easing in.
Exactly. And by day 4, you can go up to 7 or 8 leaves. This is where the therapeutic benefits really start to activate. You may notice more regular bowel movements, clearer thinking, or reduced bloating after meals.
And what about day 5?
That's your new daily routine. 10 leaves, chewed raw, every morning. From here, it's all about consistency. If you miss a day, no problem. Just start again the next morning.
Do people ever report detox symptoms, like fatigue or changes in digestion?
Sometimes. A mild headache, a looser bowel movement, or feeling a little tired for a day or two. That's often just the body adjusting, especially if the liver or gut has been under stress. It usually passes quickly.
Any signs they should stop and consult their doctor?
If they notice anything like nausea, allergic itching, or a strong aversion that doesn't go away, pause and talk to your doctor. But that's rare. Most people feel better and more in flow after a few days.
And once they're used to it, is it okay to keep taking it year-round?
Definitely. In fact, long-term daily use is where curry leaves really shine. Think of it like a long-term investment in your metabolic health, your digestion, even your memory.
All right, Dr. Frankland, we've walked our listeners through the curry leaf routine, step by step. But you always say, 1 good habit is great. 3, that's transformation. So let's talk about habit stacking. What can we combine with curry leaves for an even bigger impact?
Yes, and I love this part. Think of it as building a morning health ritual that works together like gears in a machine. You start with curry leaves to wake up your digestion and blood sugar control. Then you add 2 simple practices that amplify the effect.
Let's go with the first one.
8 to 12 ounces of room temperature water right after your curry leaves. Not ice cold, not boiling hot. Room temp. You're giving your kidneys, joints, and brain cells the hydration they need to wake up without shocking your system.
And you're doing this after the leaves, not before?
Correct. Chew the leaves first. Wait 20 to 30 minutes. Then sip your water. You're layering support. The curry leaves do the internal cleanup, and the water acts like a gentle rinse that carries nutrients to your cells.
And let me guess, you're not a fan of chugging?
Not at all. Seniors should sip slowly. Give the body a chance to absorb. No water guzzling contests. Just a steady flow, especially in the morning.
Got it. What's the second habit in the stack?
5 to 10 minutes of gentle movement. Think stretching, walking around the house, or even slow marching in place. You want to tell your circulation, hey, we're starting the day. Movement activates lymphatic flow, improves digestion, and clears out morning stiffness.
So we're stacking curry leaves, then hydration, then motion.
That's the golden trio. And here's the kicker. When you stack them consistently, they create a positive feedback loop. You digest better, think clearer, move easier, and your metabolism runs more smoothly, all before breakfast.
That's how you build momentum, without pills, powders, or expensive programs.
Exactly. And it's sustainable. You don't need fancy equipment. You don't need to join a gym. Just 3 micro habits, stacked one after the other.
And they're friendly to sore knees, stiff backs, and slower mornings.
Totally. You can start seated. You can start slow. The point is, you're creating a rhythm, and the body thrives on rhythm, especially after 60.
Dr. Franklin, before we close out, there's something I've been thinking about. We live in a world obsessed with the next big pill, the next miracle diet, the next medical breakthrough. And yet, here we are, talking about a leaf.
Isn't it something? A humble, overlooked leaf. No shiny label, no marketing hype. Just quiet, consistent power. Sometimes, the most profound healing tools don't come in a bottle. They come from the earth.
And they've been sitting in plain sight for centuries.
Exactly. Curry leaves are one of those gifts. Not flashy, not new, but for seniors, they offer something rare. Natural support for blood sugar, joints, digestion, brain health, with virtually no risk and all upside.
And it's not just about the leaf, it's about the message it carries.
Yes, and that message is, you're not powerless. You don't have to accept brain fog, stiffness, or fatigue as just part of getting older. You can start small. You can start today. And nature will meet you halfway.
I love that. Because the truth is, healing doesn't always start with a prescription. Sometimes it starts with a plant, a habit, a decision to care for your body with a little more intention.
And when you stack that with hydration, movement, mindfulness, you create momentum. You're no longer managing decline. You're building vitality.
And that's what this podcast is all about. Helping you feel younger, stronger, and more energized. One smart choice at a time.
So if you're listening to this and thinking, is it really that easy? Try it. Just try it. Start with 5 leaves tomorrow morning. Chew slowly. Sip some water. Take a few steps. And see how you feel in a week.
Because sometimes the smallest change opens the door to the biggest shift.
That's the truth. You've got more control than you think. And you don't need to do it all at once. Just 1 leaf. 1 habit. 1 step forward.
So if you're ready to feel lighter, clearer, more in sync with your body, start with this tiny green leaf and let your mornings become your medicine.
We believe in you. Your best years aren't behind you. They're just beginning.